Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDemUtd podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related, please, people. And a lot going on in regards to Manchester United. The season's not over, but transfer news is upon us, and major transfer news from reliable sources, as well as according to Fabrizio Romano, from Matheus Cunha is discussing terms with Manchester United. So nothing's agreed. A fee hasn't been agreed with Wolves either. There hasn't been an approach to Wolves yet, even though we are led to believe that there is a release clause in his contract of 62.5 million. So we know what the price is. It's just, can Manchester United agree terms with Matheus Cunha, who I think is a very, very good player. But we'll get into that. And also Liam Delap as well. Manchester United have also been linked with Liam Delap. Ipswich Town are relegated, and it's believed he has a 30 million release clause as well. So that would be 92 million for the pair, or 92.5 million for the pair of them. Is Cunha a good signing? Is Delap a good signing? Is it one or the other in regards to who you rate? We'll be discussing all those things. How do those two link up on the pitch, and how do they fit into Amorim's system with the other attacking players as well? Of course, we do actually play Bournemouth. There is a football match to be played on Sunday as well, unfortunately. And of course, Europa League semi-final. There is still a European trophy at stake for Manchester United as well. But keep all your comments or your questions Manchester United related, please, people. Make sure you run up the likes, though. Whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after, please hit the like button on the video. If you don't have an account, you have an email address. Use it, sign up, hit the like button, subscribe. You don't even have to get in the comments. Of course, if you want to get involved in the show, that is absolutely fine. But make sure you share this out across all the socials at That's Me Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV. I know you're on social media, so follow at Sarcasm City TV across all socials. And on top of those two things, make sure you subscribe to the channel. There is road to 15,000 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell as well. Big up Warrior J, as always, been kind enough to drop multiple comments in the chat. Big up Sai, big up Ryan, big up Lucian as well. Big up SG as well. Says Havertz would flourish on the Amorim system. Now he's flourishing at your place, man. You know, it's him. He can be back up to Mikel Moreno. And big up to King in the cut as well. Hope you're blessed, King. Big up
Big
to
up,
Abbas also. What are you saying, man? You good?
big up everyone. Big up. Yeah, man. Like we said, we got a lot to say, man. Some transfer news has been coming out, bro. You know what I mean? And obviously on the Borefest yet again, bro. You know, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, man. We got a lot to unpack, people. You know what I'm saying?
There's a hell of a lot there's a hell of a lot to unpack. It was me thinking it was going to be a quiet week before the Bournemouth game. We don't play Bilbao till next week, Thursday. So far, it's going to be
Yeah,
a quiet
yeah.
weekend. And this news broke last night. I think it was like 9 p.m. or so last night. But let's get into the actual comments that have been said. Manchester United are now leading the race to sign Matheus Cunha. Personal terms are being discussed, and there are positive feelings after initial contacts between the player and the club took place. That's from Fabrizio Romano. There were fresh talks between Manchester United and Cunha's agents. Look at the smile on King's face. I don't read it about him discussing terms. And you know what? I fully understand it. Matheus Cunha's agent in the last 48 hours, the feeling between Cunha and Amorim is described as excellent. There was a great connection between United, the player, and head coach. Matheus Cunha and Manchester United. My understanding is that United will push to get this deal done soon in the market. I don't expect Cunha to be one of the cases we are discussing in July or August. I think Manchester United will try to be fast. That's also from Fabrizio
Mm.
Romano. Goes on to say, while Wolves want Matheus Cunha's release clause of 62.5 million paid in full, there is scope for installments. United have financial regulations to consider, but hope to free space by selling Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, Anthony, and Tyrell Malacia. That's from Laurie Whitwell, that last comment. The feeling
Mm.
between your side and Manchester United side in the new meeting was very positive after project explained and terms discussed. More meetings will be needed, but United feel they're leading the race for Cunha. That's from Fabrizio Romano. Let's see. Cunha's meeting was purely a project and football pitch at this stage. United view Cunha as a 10. Parties have not yet discussed financials, and Wolves are yet to receive a formal approach. and then I get to the rest because that's on the lap. But a lot to unpack. More interesting there. I didn't see this until now about United view him as a 10. So yeah, I'll give my thoughts on this quickly. Big up to Lou, who says we are actually looking at players we need with laughing emojis as well. Or else you are saying you have to be happy about links to Cunha for sure. Here's what I'll say, because I know you lot will have questions, and I know King will say. So get your questions in on Cunha, get your questions in on the lap as well. But on Cunha, people, I rate him highly. I think he's one of the better players in the Premier League. I think he would flourish in this system. I think he flourishes in any system. I think you put him in any Big Six side, or you put him in any side who's in the top 8 right now. So obviously take out United and Spurs, you got Chelsea, you got City, you got Arsenal, you got Liverpool. If you put him in Villa side, if you put him in Bournemouth side, or who else is on Newcastle United, who he had been linked to as well, Brighton, etc., etc. I think he is top quality. Top quality. Technically, he has the skill. Technically, ball control, great first touch, great at dribbling, good finisher, right foot, left foot. So from a technical aspect, has it. Also from the physical side of things, strong, good acceleration, good sprint speed, can shift with and without the ball. Like I said, skillful, can go past the man, great agility, lovely balance, fits that. And I think he also has the mentality to play for Manchester United. He doesn't seem like the type of player, I know he's only been at Wolves, who would shrink under the pressure. I think he's one of those players who don't care and would thrive under the pressure. That's what I get from him. He's got that South American flair. You know what the South American players are like. They're a little bit unhinged, but I think that's a good thing. You need that. Like, not only does he have the skill and the flair, like I mentioned, but also he has that fight. Like, he'll kick man if needs be. He has that grit. And I have no doubt he'll get goals. I have no doubt he get assists. So stats-wise, I don't worry about. I have no doubt he'll be a foil and he'll create for whoever the striker is. I think he'll be great for the other 10. I'm guessing, this is just me guessing because they said they're going to play him as a 10. He'll be a left side 10. I think he's brilliant for Dorgu, because I think Dorgu overlapping Cunha, that side is patterned in regards to what I talk about Manchester United lack, athleticism. He adds to that. Athleticism, strength, running power. We need that. It's not just Cunha, but we need much more. So I'm sold. If it is 62.5 million, great price, because I think 62.5 million for our first teamer is brilliant business. This isn't potential. This isn't someone I look at and go, I'm not sure if you can make it here. This would have been top of my list. I've spoke about Cunha before and waxed lyrical about him and said, get him in the side. So for 62.5 million for a player that I think not only walks into the first team, but improves the first team, I have no qualms. I just hope that we get this done expeditiously. I hope it is. And it said in one of the comments as well, I think it was either the Whitwell one or the Romano one of the two anyway, that we're not looking for this to drag, because there is other teams who are interested in him. But the fact that we're leading the race, according to reports, and he's interested in us, I'm all for. And I understand why Cunha would be, because he looks at it and goes, not only do I walk into this team, I can improve this team. And Manchester United are going to add to that, because we're not just going to sell him the club. I think we sell him the project. You see in the players it said we're looking to get rid of. It said Rashford, it said Sancho, it said Anthony. So there are 3 attacking players who can all play in the 10. So that's 3 players gone. The manager, for whatever reason, don't particularly like Xerxes. So that's 4. Then you got Garnacho, who plays in the 10 right now, who could leave. That's 5. So I'm over the moon about this. Absolutely ecstatic about just the prospect. I'm not getting carried away because he's not here yet. We haven't agreed the deal with Wolves. We haven't agreed personal terms with him. This can fall through at any moment. A team can come and swoop in and he decides, hey, I'm going elsewhere. That could happen. But I do like the fact, one, we are looking at that type of player, number 1, and number 2, we're moving swiftly with it because it's middle of April. And I said, I hope our board and our hierarchy are I said, I hope our board and our hierarchy are looking at players now. We should be discussing terms now. We should be profiling players right now. We shouldn't wait for Champions League, not Champions League. We shouldn't wait to see if we're in the Champions League. We shouldn't wait to see if we're in the Europa League to go and target these players. So with me, you go get Cunha. If our 10s are Cunha and Mano, I am over the moon. That is brilliant. That is a massive step up from what we've seen. Huge step up. And I'd have to give props to the board for going, not only going and getting Cunha, but like I said, in the manner and the speed in which we've done it. But Cunha is an obvious signing, but one I'm extremely happy about. Like if we signed him, like he's a player, I'd be excited to watch him. He's one of them players. He's a Ahmad. He's a Cunha where I go. Get him the ball. I trust him. I think he'll get goals and assists comfortably. And I think he's a great foil for whoever, in particular Dorgu as well. I think Dorgu overlapping gives Cunha, so I can already see it now. And this is a system he has played in at Wolves as well. So it's not like it's new to him. Don't have to worry about him getting accustomed to the Premier League. Don't have to worry about him acclimatizing to Manchester. He's probably living, I'm guessing, if it's not Wolverhampton he's living in, it's the Midlands. The Midlands is not too far from Manchester. So that's what I'd say. But yeah, and to Simple Life, drop the link in the chat, please. You know what I'm saying? Drop the link in the chat in regards to the news. And to DB7, I can't believe I got to clarify this. He says, big up Flawless. I've just subscribed to your channel. Also a bit random, but do you have beef with Ryan? No, I don't have beef with Ryan. Let me just clarify this. So for those that know, that's why he's laughing. Ryan's little bro. We argue and debate like siblings, but Ryan's little bro. Ryan stayed at my house. That's the clarify. He stayed at my house on 2 or 3 occasions. So let me just clear that up. Like Ryan's fam, but he's just annoying. That's all it is. Like a little brother. But King, your thoughts? I seen you smiling as I was just reading the quotes from Romano and Whitwell and Cunha. Look at you smiling now.
Yeah. Obviously, you always have to take reports with a pinch of salt sometimes, because we all know that, like you said, that deals can fall through. But I'm happy that United are looking at this type of player. I mean, I think Cunha, I think everything that you said about on the ball, like he's very good technically. Like he's very good technically. I think he has good decision making as well. I think he's just a very good all round player. I think the only thing is at times his finishing can be hit and miss at times, but you know what I mean. But you ain't going to always get players that are super clinical or anything like that. Obviously, I think he's had some injuries as well, but apart from that, I'm happy with it. 62 million in this climate as well, what we are living in football. I think 62 million is a good price for Acuna, because obviously he's a first teamer. He's experienced in the Premier League. You said about him having a bit of personality. Well, I see him get sent off in certain games, bro, fisting and fighting. So remember, I see he get. Because
he got sent off and then he was.
But I think it was against Bournemouth. I think it was against Bournemouth.
Yeah, that's what the game you're talking about. Yeah, he was. But we need that, man. How many times? I said personally, and I've gone. We've just rolled over here. I just gave up. I don't think that's in his personal makeup. He doesn't look like the type to just give up and roll over because we're losing the game. He might go too far and get sent off, but give me someone who's going to fight and get sent off rather than someone who's going to roll over and just give up.
Yeah, that's it, bro. That's it. And obviously, I think I mentioned this. I think a couple of episodes. It was a couple of weeks ago. I mentioned this about what Omar Barada said about. Omar Barada said we are not going to. Basically, he said that we are planning to recruit players that are versatile, what can play in multiple systems, and Cunha fits that, because obviously Cunha's best position is a 10. But obviously, Cunha can also play as a 9. He can also play as a 9. Obviously, we don't play a winger in this system, but obviously he can play on the wing as well. So like Cunha fits that mold what Omar Barada spoke about. So for me, that would be, if the deal comes through, that would be a very good signing for United. I still think we still need one more 10, because I think if one of them get injured, I think if Cunha was to come in and get injured, or if Mainu was to get injured, or Ahmad, then I think, you know what I mean. I think cover is very important, and I think and I know there's a lot of people what think, oh, like if Man United don't make Champions League, how are we going to make signings? We're not, like I said, I'm not asking for 80 to 90 million signings. Like, we don't have to sign 80 to 60 million pound signings. There are players out there, like obviously, like you mentioned, Delap just there. There's players like Semenyo at Bournemouth. You know, there's players like Semenyo at Bournemouth as well who we can go and get. And there's players like Tyler Diblin, obviously at Southampton. So, like again, we don't have to go and spend £100 million on like certain players. If you manage to scout properly and sign the right players, then you get a good team, bro. Like obviously, like again, like for example, Tottenham did it with Van der Ven. They paid 30 million for Van der Ven, and they did it with Udogie. Brighton have done it with Caicedo and Basuma and McAllister and etc. So, there we go. So, like, we just need to see more signings like Dogu. We need to see more signings like Dogu, who are a good price. We need to see more signings like Cunha. Obviously, yeah, I think it's a very good signing, but obviously we still need a lot more. So yeah, like we still need a lot more. Obviously, we've been linked with different types of strikers as well. For example, Man United have been linked in the past with Osimhen, Mateta, with with Delap. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we still need attackers, bro. Because yeah. Like, it's not all over yet. You know what I mean? We still need at least.
Far from it. Like, it's far from just, all right, Cunha, and that's it. And plus, Cunha's not done yet. I need to clarify that. That's why I ain't getting ahead.
Yeah. Cunha's not done yet. Yeah. And like, we don't, and this is the thing. And that's been my thing on it. This has been my thing on it. Oh, we have to wait to Champions League, or we have to wait to be end the season to be scouting players. No, you should be scouting players from March, from April, from January. You should be doing this stuff behind closed doors or ready.
Which to credit them, they are.
Yeah, and they are.
So I gotta give them credit for that.
Yeah,
this caught me by surprise. Like, I ain't gonna lie, this is one of them. If I didn't see it on socials and Warrior J would have wrote it in the comments, I would have thought he was making it up. Or if someone would have wrote it in the comments, if you would have messaged me, they'd be like, "Yeah, we're in for Cunha." I would have been like, "Nah, we're not." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like when CUNHA got sacked and Matthew messaged me like he's gone, and I was like, "Nah, he's not." I was like, "No, he's not." He's like, "Nah, trust me, he's gone." And then he sent me all the information. Big up to Matthew every single time. Yeah,
100%. But it's like. Yeah, but it's like obviously we need a goalkeeper as well, because that brother Onana, we all know what that brother Onana is like. Unreliable. For example, like, we can go and get someone like we don't have to get like a world-class goalkeeper. We don't have to get an Alisson. We can just get a good level goalkeeper. Like, we can go and get someone like I think he's on loan from Chelsea at the minute. We can get someone like a Petrovic or someone like that, bro, who is a decent goalkeeper. He's not amazing, but he's a decent enough goalkeeper. Like there's players out there that we can go and get. Obviously, Jez and Kadeki will probably tell you about other goalkeepers as well, like the Dortmund goalkeeper as well. I've heard he's good as well, and the last Parma's goalkeeper, I've heard he's very good as well. So there's goalkeepers out there. Ineos has just got to be smarter of getting these signings over the line. They just got to be smarter of scouting players, and for me, I think. For me, like I said, I think Cunha's a very good signing, but obviously, like I said, we still need strikers in forward areas. Like, at strikers, like I said, obviously we've been linked with like 3 strikers in the past. Obviously, with Delap, obviously he's only had one season at Ipswich.
Before I get to Delap, big up to Daryl, says big up King, Legend Flawless. I hope you lot don't scab Europa. Hey, hold that, Daryl, man. You put down your boy Dad, and we put down Leon. I don't know about Bilbao though. That's a whole different conversation. Big up Yasir as well, and Louis. Yes, you mentioned. as well. And to JT says, Flawless, do you actually believe Benz was better than Suarez? Nah, I just said it just for no reason. United Bay says, big up Flawless, Cunha incoming. I hope you're right, mates. I hope you're right. I'm not getting ahead of myself because I've seen this before. It's not been signed yet, but I do like it. I do like the transfer.
Yeah.
I
like I like it.
like the transfer a hell of a lot. He's one of my. He was one of the ones on the list that we've been linking. That go get him.
He's one of the better players in the league, bro. Let's put it like that. He's one. He's
top of my list for what we're doing. 110%. This is on the lap as well, and we'll probably go back to Cunha because actually, let me see, because you lot have asked a couple questions about Cunha. I do believe so. We'll get to that before we get to the lap as well. Let's see, because there is a few comments already about Cunha. So let me get to him. 1 second. I'm just having a look, people. Run up the likes as well. That's what I was going to say. Over 45 of you lot in the building. I don't know how many likes, but it's not enough. You know
Come on, people.
It's not enough. We're only at 30 likes. Let's get up to 40 likes.
Don't be Erasmus, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah. Don't be as well. Hit the subscribe button. And he says, thoughts on Warrior Jace's thoughts on this Cunha and the lap news, and I'm assuming in your view it's a good start to the summer if agreed. If it is those two, and we'll talk about the lap more in a second, yes, definitely it would be a fantastic start. But that's it, a start. We'd still need more. And to Lou, I'll say this again, we are actually looking at players we need. I'm still in shock. Flawless, I think Cunha is not a system player. He can play multiple roles and positions. Do you think this is an improvement on the board? This is the second time I'm seeing United move for a good profile.
Yes.
I do like what I'm seeing. Like Cunha, one, he fits. It's crazy that you said this because King mentioned this before, that he can play multiple roles as a 10, as a 9. Even though we don't play with wingers, he can also play out there as well. Yeah. As much as I've been critical of the board, one thing I do like, and they have got right in my opinion, is transfers. I said this. I look at the signings we made. So you look at De Ligt, you look at Euro, you look at Xerxes, you look at Mazarari, Agate, Heaven, and Dorgu. The only one of them I look at and go, I don't really like in regards to price and the player is Agate.
Yes.
The rest of them, fine. So you're telling me they've hit 6 from 7. So in my opinion, people can disagree. 6 from 7, I'm cool with that. If we go and sign 6 players this summer and 5 from 6 hit, guess what? That is a fantastic return because we've been doing too many misses and you're not going to get all signings right. I'm not asking for 6 out of 6, but 2 out of 6 is not good enough. You got to have 4 out of 6 minimum. If we're signing 7 players, 5 of them, bare minimum, worst case scenario, after hit. And when I say hit, I'm talking about in regards to value for money. Because people always want to do it on the flip side. When a player is expensive and he flops, people always want to bring up his price. But when a player is cheaper, and let's say he does okay, people never want to mention it. So for instance, I look at it, Maz 12 million. Has he paid back that 12 million or more? Yes. De Ligt was 40 million. Has De Ligt paid back that 40 million and performing like a 40 million pound player or better this season? Yes. Euro coming into his own. Has he performed to the level of a 60 million pound player where I go? I understand where it is. Had he earlier on in the season, not as much, but as of recent, he's improved. So I look at it and go, okay, good investment. Agate, like I mentioned, the only one. Dorgu at 25 million, even though he's only been here a short time. Do I look at Dorgu and go, I can see, have you given me 25 million worth of performance? I say yes. Heaven was a free. Has he been better than a free? Yes. If we paid 20 million for Heaven, I go, okay. So the fact we got him on free, I'm all for that. Agate is the only one. If we've got Agate for half the price, if he was 30 million, I go, all right, cool. My problem there is the price. So you've got
it's 50, or 60,
he was like 50, 60. So if he was 30 million or less, I go, all right, cool, for a squad player. Because I mentioned it with Cunha. 62.5 million for a first team, I'm all for. 62.5 million for a squad player is where I have my issue. But I look at everyone bar Agate plays in the first team for me. So I don't really have too much. So that is one thing I can praise them for. And to Mum Spaghetti, hilarious username as always, says he's all right. That's crazy to say he's all right, but it's moved. But he's another one who's never won a trophy. Y'all need winners with experience to get you out of this rut. We don't need winners with experience to get us out of this rut. This is where I disagree. Manchester United are not trying to go from where we are to first place right now. We are not signing to go from 13th, 14th to first or second. That is not the building. That is unrealistic expectations. We are not aiming for that. What Manchester United need to do, what I want Manchester United to do, is improve. Is Cunha a vast improvement? Yes. And in regards to winning, we've won trophies. Winning trophies is not a problem here. Our problem is consistency in the league. We've in the past 4 years, including this one, 3 times we've had our worst ever Premier League seasons. But in that period, we've won 2 trophies. Potentially 3. We could potentially be 3-3. So I'm not looking for winners with experience. No, that's not what I'm looking for whatsoever. I'm looking for players to improve us first and foremost. Let's actually, you know what? Let's actually just become a top 8 team again. That's where I'm at. Let's actually become a top 8 side again. Let's just start there, because we are not even a top 8 side. Forget winning Premier Leagues and Champions League. Let's just become a competent unit who's one of the better sides in the Premier League and build from there. That's what I want next season. And this signing improves it. So I disagree with the winners with experience to get us out of this rut. We just need better players. That's all. Let's see what else you're saying as well.
We do, like.
Yeah, go on. Your thoughts. Go on, King. Go on.
Well, what on CUNHA or Delap?
Oh yeah. We'll go to, you know what? Let's go to the lap. I answered all the questions on CUNHA. 1 second. Here we are. Eddie says, regards to you, Flawless, and all in the place, dropping a like and listening. Not sure about CUNHA's hot temperament. Good baller though. I'm all for it, because a lot of our better players over previous years had hot temperaments. A lot of them. Actually, I go as far to say, is it a vast majority? Probably 50%. Probably. When you look at, if me and King and the rest of you lot, we sat down and did our best 11, Manchester United best 11, like in the Premier League era over the past 20 years, or of the Premier League of all time, a lot of them were on the edge. A lot of them were on the edge and had hot temper. Andy Cole had a hot temperament. Andy Cole punched a man on a football pitch before. Had a hot temperament. Cantona kicked a fan. Hot temperament. Roy Keane, less said the better. We all
Rooney
know
was office at that time as well. Rooney was freaking,
Rooney, Paul Scholes. Gary Neville, who's the mud. Yap Stam.
Yeah.
I'm saying Schmeichel had a hot temperament. Like,
freaking Vidic, bro. Freaking Vidic was a freaking hothead, bro.
Vidic. Ever out here fighting groundsmen. Let's not forget that. A lot of these players, like a lot of the list goes on. If you go back to a lot of these men. You want to go back previously, I know times have changed, but a Paul Ince, a Brian Robson, were like that as well. Do not get misunderstood. These men could look after themselves, you know, Nicky Butt. This goes on. I'm telling you, these men no. We all remember the Ever Suarez thing. These men weren't no joke. We were fighting Arsenal by ourselves. I'm just saying. So I'm all for
remember
it.
that. Yeah, I remember that.
We just fighting Arsenal by ourselves. Even Gary Neville would, even though he wasn't like a hot temperament, like, yo, man, getting banned for giving Liverpool fans stick and stuff of this nature. R.I.P. Jose Antonio Reyes, what they did to him and Phil Neville. Like, don't get misunderstood. These men had hot tempers. Some of them were a little bit more controlled.
That's what, bro, we need shithousery in football. That's what missing in football, bro. Shithousery, bro. That's what we need, bro. That's what we need. Know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. That's it. And to Benny, who says, why sign an extension if you're trying to leave? Kind of bozo move, though. I believe the new contract. That's why he's got the release clause.
Yeah.
That's what it is, Benny.
Yeah, he signed a new contract.
Yeah, it is. And he said, yeah, there's hot tempered in the past, but when I saw the man snatch a man's glasses off, I don't know about CUNHA. I'm with it. Give me that rather than these lot. I'll roll the dice that he'll probably get sent off in a couple matches.
Come on, man. Like, bro, we don't need these soft man, bro. We don't need, bro. Bruno pretends that he's on it, bro. But Bruno's not on it, bro. Like, CUNHA's actually on it, bro. You get me, bro? CUNHA's actually, bro. I've seen CUNHA get sent off like 2 or 3 times, bro. You know what I mean, bro? For fighting, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, this is what we need, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm all for it. I am all for it. Like, I didn't even notice. Darryl said recently Nicky Butt got kicked out of his own 50th birthday party. LOL. I'm with that. Don't get misunderstood. Ronaldo had a temper as well, you know. Don't get misunderstood.
I forgot Ronaldo, yeah.
People just remember the stepovers and them things there. Like, I'm saying, like, it is big up to Israel. Who says, big up Flawless and King, first time watching your channels. Make sure I'm so gassed we're getting CUNHA, and we also need to get Edison, Angel Gomez, and maybe another right wing back for Ahmad, rotation, and Hulson.
Yeah.
Hey, big up, man. It's always good to see new people here, man. Good to see new people here, first and foremost. Secondly, I hear you, we definitely need more players.
Definitely, yeah.
Bro, we need some pricks in this team. Yeah, man, we need some characters. You see how you lot see characters all on Sarcasm City TV? That's what Manchester United need. We need some characters, obviously different, but you need characters, man, like There has to be something. Again, we're not. If we would, I'd be much more strict with my criteria for what we need. If we were chasing down a Premier League title, that is not the goal next season.
No,
whatsoever.
no, it's not.
For me, it's just about getting better, becoming a competent unit, and then, like I said, let's just become a top 8 side again. Let's just go and compete against. Let's just on our day be able to beat anybody. How about we just win back-to-back games? How about we have more wins than losses? How about it's not 30? How about it's not?
Yep.
How about we ain't on 38 points with 38 goals?
How about not minus 8 goal difference? How about that? You know what I'm saying?
How about a plus goal difference? How about with Cunha, someone who I actually look and go, yo, get us 15 league goals this season.
Yeah.
He's the one player, like, if you don't have anyone in that side, I say hand on heart, if you play all Premier League games, you score 15 league goals. He's not a prolific goal scorer, but he's someone who's going to get you goals.
Get you goal, yeah.
Minimum.
And he's going to make players better, and he's going to make players better around him as well. So, like, I don't see the, like, if Cunha, if we talked about like 100 million for Cunha or like 120 million, then you can be like, maybe, but 60 million, yeah, 62 million in this climate, yeah, because most players now go for like 100 million or something. Like the price tag is ridiculous. So
yeah. I'm with you on that 100%, without doubt. I hear that. And Madison, I think you play in FIFA, but big up my guy Madison says Cunha and then Bremer would be good for us. I think they'd be excellent.
I'm coming down 1 second.
It'd be excellent. It'd be absolutely excellent. King will be back shortly, people. Don't worry about that. Shout out to King every single time as well. Big up like Mike, fire username. Says a lot of top reds on X don't want Cunha. They say in his attitude, which basically means they don't like black players. They don't like black players, NWA players. They prefer Kante's. Yeah, problems like 1 second. Oh, what is going on? Is this a trick water or something? Jesus. I'm gonna open my water, people. Big up like Mike for the super chat, first and foremost. Much appreciated, like Mike. Fire profile picture as well. My favorite striker of all time. One of my favorite teams to watch at that time as well. Brazilian Ronaldo in that. The legendary blue and black of Inter Milan. But you said a lot of top reds on X don't want Cunha to say in his attitude, which basically means don't like. Attitude, you know. Like, they pick and choose attitude, but then will prop up Luke Shaw. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what don't make no sense. So they'll talk about his attitude, but then prop up a Luke Shaw. Make that make sense, who's been so unprofessional during his career that he's not fit, not with what he said, but being out of shape. Because if you're a professional athlete and you're out of shape, you are not fit to do your job. So that's why I don't pay. And you know what? Forget the top reds. I don't care. How about Manchester United concentrate on Manchester United? What about his attitude and that? Like, does he have an attitude? Yes. He's a fiery character, but that's not a bad thing. That isn't a bad thing. What is the difference between his fiery character, like I said, and a Roy Keane or a Eric Cantona, for example? But we love them, and they're quality players, and they played on the edge. I just use those two because they're two of our most legendary players. And there's many others like that as well. So why is it a problem? Yeah, like, because he is, like Don C said there, big up Don C as well. He's passionate. Yeah. Like, what we doing out here? Like you said, they do prefer Kante's just be quiet and show no personality. So I'm with it. Big up for this. Big up for the super chat though, like Mike as well. Big up for the super chat. Big up King back as well. Big up King back. And to Ryan Van, who says, let's pattern up Diblin and Edison after this. They need to continue. And how many red cards has he got when they're talking about? Actually, let me check. How many red cards has he got?
Isn't it like 3 or something, I think, Cunha? I think it's like 3 or something.
How many red cards? Let me actually have a look.
I might be wrong with 3, by the way, but I'm guessing 3.
Yeah, wait. Say even said, I'm trying to find it. If anyone knows in the chat, let me know. I just tried to Google it, but it only popped up for like a season. I was looking like his entire career, like how many he's had. I'm sure you lot will find that quicker than me. But yeah, I don't care in regards to top reds and what people want on Twitter. Respectfully, I couldn't care less. Do I think he's a good player?
Top reds are always gonna chat the boss, bro. Like, bro, these top reds think Bruno Fernandes is world class, bro. So like, come on, bro. Like, That's what it is.
Yeah, Bruno has red cards and they love him. Like, what are we talking about? That attitude thing. I couldn't care. I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less. If he had 23 red cards, could be a problem. But he's got 3 red cards. I'm like, yeah, I'm cool with it. Not an issue whatsoever. Not an issue.
Bro, them man love Ugarte, bro. Ugarte does a side tackling. They love Ugarte, bro. These men love Ugarte, bro. So, like, Ugarte is getting yellow cards all the time, bro. Like, in the past, we've had players in the past as well, bro, where I got bare yellow cards and they've loved them, bro. like, bro, Scott McTominay at times can be a shit house, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, so what are we talking about here, people?
We've loved to make the point. We've loved players previously who have had quote unquote attitude problems. We've loved players with that.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden it's a problem. Why?
It shouldn't be a problem.
Especially, is he a very good player? Yes.
Yes.
He's a very good player. Like, if you don't rate CUNHA, if someone in the chat don't rate CUNHA, tell me what it is you don't rate about him from a footballing side of things.
Yeah.
Let me know. And to Ryan Van, who says flawless, let's aim to be a top 4 side. Yes, eventually. But to me, you gotta crawl before you can walk. We are currently stationary. We are a baby who can't crawl. Let's just start crawling.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Let's just crawl and stand on our feet before we start walking and then walk at a quick pace and then running and sprinting. We just need to wait and hold off with that. That's where I'm at. Because we're a baby currently right now. We can't do anything.
No.
We still might pick up a trophy potentially, but yeah, I'm just saying, let's just be one of the better sides in the league. Of course, if we can finish top 4, cool, but I'm not trying to. I'm like, all right, let's get in top 8 again. Let's do that. Let's start there.
Yeah, I would like, if we do finish top 4, I wouldn't be surprised because I know top 4. Majority of the teams are average or poor. So I'm not, because obviously if you look at the top 4 race right now, if you see how tight it is right now, I won't be surprised if somehow Man United get top 4 with new signings. But I wouldn't be surprised. It's not an impossible job, but like you said, like, obviously we need to bring in a lot of players for that to happen. We need to start, you know what I mean? We need to start somewhere first.
100%. Flawless, isn't it a strategic move for CUNHA after he wasn't selected for the last World Cup? No, I don't think it's a strategic move. I think it's just an obvious signing. He's one of the better players in the Premier League.
Yes.
He's one of the better attackers. You look at in the Premier League, so let's take out the big 6, including ourselves. So you're looking at the likes of Villa, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Fulham, Brighton, etc. Unless, even though CUNHA plays for Wolves, is he one of the better attackers in the league? Yeah, he's one of the better attackers in the league. He's like Morgan Rogers is one of the better attackers in the league. Like Isak is one of the better attackers. Like Gibbs White. I'm not saying we should go sign all those players I mentioned. I'm
Gibbs White, even Semenyo this season at Bournemouth.
That type of player. And I'm not saying we should go sign all those players. I'm just saying, is he one of the best of the rest? Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm all for it. Big up Black Mike for the super chat. Appreciate it. Says he has 1 red card and 41 yellow card. Really? He only has 1 red card in his whole career.
I'm actually surprised about it. I thought it was a lot more.
I expected it to be more too.
I thought it was 3. I don't know. I thought it was like 3 or something, bro.
I don't see the issue with the attitude thing. I don't see the issue whatsoever. It's not.
This is what I'm saying, though, man. Like, I don't know. I don't get it, because like these men try to do the same thing with Ivan Toney, or Ivan Toney's got attitude issues. It's like, come on, man. It's like, I would only have a problem with attitude if, I would only have a problem with attitude with players like Garnacho. Because Garnacho is trash, but he thinks he's like he thinks that he thinks he's the guy when he's not. So like I only have an attitude problem with that. But if they are very good players and they've got a bit about them, I don't have a problem with, because like because one thing that CUNHA's actually self-aware. Like, a lot of our players are not self-aware, bro. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't get the issue. And I know Eddie football off was gone, but I would love to hear his thoughts on that further. But big up to Eddie, big up everyone in the chat. And yes, Madison, he also is a very, very good finisher. I was on shout out to Tune. I was on Tune Tactics TV, and we was watching a comp of Cunha and just some of his skills and finishes and right foot, left foot, inside the box, outside the box, quality. There's one he hit in the FA Cup. Who did they play? They played someone in the FA Cup. I think it was Bournemouth.
I think
And
it was both. Yeah.
He rasped one from outside the box, and I was like, "Whoa!"
There was another one. It was against Liverpool. He scored one against Liverpool as well. I think what was outside the box as well.
Yeah, it was at Anfield, wasn't it?
Anfield,
yeah. And he's never got a league red card. So, all right. So, what's this attitude thing, man?
I don't know.
Get it. If it's not costing him, what's this attitude thing? I don't get it whatsoever. But hey, like Mike, big up for that second super chat as well, man. Appreciate it. Much appreciated for that. And let's get to it as well in regards to Liam Delap also. I'm sure we'll get back to Cunha because you lot will have questions. Amory's first choice signing at centre forward is Liam Delap, who has a 30 million release clause if Ipswich are relegated, which is all but guaranteed. King, we'll go to you on this one first. You kick this one off. Thoughts on Liam Delap?
Yeah. Again, I'm not mad at it. Again, I think it's a good signing. I mean, I'm not going to be like I watch Ipswich every week because I don't. But I've seen at least 4 or 5 games of Ipswich, and Delap has actually been one of their better players. Because I think what Delap has, not many Premier League strikers have, but I think that gets underrated because that gets downplayed. That gets downplayed because he plays for Ipswich. You understand? I think that gets downplayed. I think Delap. I think what a lot of strikers don't have is not just in the Premier League, but in general, is bringing players into play. I think Delap is very good at bringing players into play. I think he's very good at linking up. He can hold the ball. I think he's a very good striker of the ball. He strikes the ball, whether it goes wide or over the bar or whether it's on target. He strikes the ball very cleanly. So yes. I think I think his movement is good as well. Obviously, the only doubt that you would have with a Delap that is that he's only done it in one season. But the thing is, it's not like but again, we're not paying 60, 70, 80 million. Like if we were paying 80 million for Delap, I could understand it. I could understand it a bit more why people would be more concerned. But it's 30 million pounds. Like there's not many players that go for 30 million pounds these days. Most of these players go for 50, 60. You know what I mean? 100 million pounds. You know what I'm saying? So I think Delap is a very good. I think Delap is a very good striker, and I think he would make the players better around him. Because, like I said about Osimhen and Mateta, it's like Mateta is another one that will link up and bring players into play. But like for example, with Osimhen, he's more of just a goal scorer. He doesn't really bring players into play as so much as a Delap does. You get me? So like
Delap's more of a link up player. That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. And the thing is that we've seen players in the past like Lukaku and Cristiano Ronaldo. We've seen Lukaku score goals, and we've seen Cristiano Ronaldo scores goals, but they make the team better around them. No, they didn't. So you know what I'm saying. So that's been my thing. When I look at a player, obviously I look at a player's decision making and their technical attributes, but I also look at players that I also look at players, and especially attacking players, and go do you make the other players better around you? And I think Delap makes the other players better around him. Like an Osimhen, I'm not sure if he does, because an Osimhen is someone that we would have to cater for, is that we would have to put all our eggs in, you know what I mean? We would have to give Osimhen all the service in the world. You get what I'm saying? Because Obviously, Osimhen's more of a box striker. He's more like a Haaland type, where he's very good at headers, and obviously he's very, very, very good at tappings. But I haven't really seen Osimhen too much in general play, and he's not gonna. And I don't think he's that good in general play as a Delap. So I think, like I said, United's problem has been in the past is that we've been catering to certain players we've been catering to strikers like Lukaku and Ronaldo, who I just mentioned, who didn't do anything in general play, and they got and the attackers around them got worse because they may well scored a lot of goal, but the attackers got worse because they didn't do a lot in general play. So I think for I think for me, Liam Delap would be a good sign, and obviously he can link up with Kobe. He will be able to link up with Kobe. If we bring in Cunha, he'll be able to link up with Cunha as well, or with Ahmad. Like we will be able to play nice triangles. Obviously, we've seen it as well in the Newcastle game. Even though we lost, we've seen one instance where Xerxes and Bruno did some nice link-up play, did some nice triangles, and the shot. And I think we need to see more. I think we need to see more of. We need to see more of that. So yes. I think Liam Delap is a perfect signing for Man United. I think £30 million. I don't think you can really go wrong with it. And despite how bad Man United have been, I think Man United have a better squad than Ipswich Town. I think we still have better players than Ipswich. So, like, I think for me, I think Delap. We're not asking Delap for like 20 goals. I think Delap could easily get 15 goals in this United team.
Yeah, sorry, go on, carry on. It's the goals thing, but carry on. I'm gonna pull up.
I think if we was to bring in the Delap, I think Delap could get 15 goals. I think he could help Cunha. I think he could help Cunha to get 15 goals, and I think he could help Kobe Mainu to get like 12 goals or something. You get what I'm trying to say?
Maybe we get them 90 league goals after all next season, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. maybe we do, man. But
maybe we get them 90 league goals, man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we're the highest goal scorers in the Premier League, man.
Maybe we do, and I think in the past, I think when we've seen good United teams have been successful or not, I think most of the time it's been with that link up striker. It's been with that. Like obviously, like Kadeki says that we had Martial at one bit with Greenwood and with Rashford and Bruno, and then man got bare goals from it. So like. And obviously, like I heard you speak about obviously Rude, why we let go of Rude, because obviously Rude scored a whole heap of goals, but like we got rid of Rude because he didn't offer too much in general play as the other players. You get what I'm trying to say?
I was devastated when we got rid of Rude, man. Because obviously man's not as knowledgeable about football back then as I am now. I didn't understand. I was like, yo, how we get, because Rude was our bagsman. Like 30 goals a season, calm, like comfortable. Bear in mind, Rooney and Ronaldo are unknown entities. I think they're both teenagers at that point. We had Saha, but Saha was super injury prone.
Injured prone.
Yeah, he was super. Like Saha was quality. He was just always injured. So I was like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, what's happening? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this is the thing. But I think Liam Delap would be a good signing because I would look at what players can bring into the game outside of goals, because I've never been a GA man. I've never been a GA man. I've never based everything on GA. I've based things more on general performance. And I think Delap has had a lot of good general performances at Ipswich. Obviously, I think he is suffering a lot in a Ipswich team because they don't have that much quality as other teams do. So you know what I'm saying. So I think Delap would be a good signing for United. And obviously, like I said, it's not like we're paying 50, 60 million. If we're paying double that price, then maybe you can question it. But 30 million pounds, I don't think even if it doesn't work out at 30 million, we'll get that money back anyway if it doesn't work out. So it's not the worst. So it's not the worst thing. It's not the worst thing in the world. And like he's not going to be on like super high wages either. People have to think about that because like say if we was to bring in an Osman would want 300k. Like Osman has good numbers, but he does not have like elite numbers. People think Osman scores 20 goals every season. He does not score 20 goals every season. I think Osman has had 6 seasons. Out of 6 seasons, he's scored 20 plus goals twice out of 6 seasons.
I think that's in the league. Yeah, in the league, I think
in the league, yeah. Because I remember you and Rance went over a stream, and yeah, and obviously I checked it
people really like that discussion because people keep mentioning that to me. It keeps popping up. It happened at the time. You just mentioned it again. But sorry, go on, carry on. Salute to you lot, man. You lot really support. You lot content.
Sorry, but like obviously for me, like the reason why I brought up that point is because like they are good numbers. Getting 14 and 15 goals, they are good numbers, but they're not elite numbers. For me, like for me, if you are on 300k, you need to be putting up elite numbers. You need to be putting up elite numbers, and you need to offer more in general play. For me to say that you're 300k's worth, you get what I'm trying to say. So I'm not trying to hear 300k for Osman personally for me. So I think with a Delap, obviously he will give us more in general play, and I think he can easily get 15 goals in this United team with Kobe, with Ahmad, and I think if we get Cunha in, I think he could get more goals because I think he makes the team better around him.
That's fair. And big up to Seedorf because he says, I like this dude. He speaks wisely. Hey, man, that's Sarcasm City TV at the nutshell. Big up to Seedorf. This is King. You'll see him on ManDemUtd. Previously, you'll see him in the comments. You'll see him in future. See him on fan calling shows occasionally. With the lap, he wouldn't have been my first option. As you mentioned, the discussion me and Rance had about Oshiman. It was Oshiman, the lap, and who was the other striker?
Mateo, was it Mateo?
I think it was Mateo. Yes, thank you. So in regards to that, but I wasn't against the lap. And if we're saying 30 million, yes, I just want someone who's been a bit more seasoned and who has performed at a higher level than the lap. The lap's only had the 1 season in the Premier League, even though he has done very, very well in terms of, I don't watch Ipswich week in, week out, but when I have watched him, he has performed well. I'm not just a G&A guy like you said yourself, but he's put up numbers for them. He's got goals and assists. He's also off the ball, outside of stats and off the ball, can hold the ball up, link up play. He has pace to spinning behind. So he has good attributes. And if we're saying 30 million, I'm with it. Say that again to James, who says, but if Leon Delap doesn't work for you, will you criticizing like Rasmus Hosden, bro? I don't think. Say that again. I don't think he's. Say this again, James.
I think I don't know. I think he's on about, will you give like the same amount of criticism? Will you give the same amount of criticism as you did with Rasmus Højlund if the lap doesn't succeed?
So to James, I don't know if you're new here. This is the first time I've seen you, but you might have been watching. When have you seen me not criticize a player when I think he's playing bad? That's what I want to know. For you to ask me this question, there must be a reason behind it. So I'll ask you, who have I not criticized that you think that I wouldn't criticize a player if I believe they're performing poorly? I don't understand the question whatsoever.
Yeah, very, very
I would as well. Before you go, King, it's a very strange question, but you might have reason behind it. That's why I asked. But back to it in regards to the lap, wouldn't be my first choice, but for 30 million, cool. And you add in Cunha as well. Does that improve our front three? Because it's looking, let's say hypothetically this is true, it's going to be Cunha, the lap, and one other, maybe Nano. So do I like that as a front three going into next season if that's our starting front three? Yes. Because you got Xerxes who can also add into that, and you also have Ahmad who can play there. Maybe we sign another player, but I like those options. So yeah, with the lap, 30 million, good signing, solid signing. Not gonna lie, it's a solid signing. And Sheik saying I'm not gonna lie, what 3 strikers just because I don't have to see Højlund. I hear you on that. Sheik, you also, let's say we do sign the lap. The lap's 1. Xerxes can play up top 2, and King mentioned it earlier. Cunha can also play as a 9 as well. So that's 3. That is 3. I have no issue. I have no issues with the lap. know what I'm saying? Pick up
Yeah.
Flawless and King. You might need to be in the market for a miracle. We're trying, man. We're trying.
We
I'm
try,
saying
man.
that miracle starts with MATHEUS, man. You know what I'm saying? That miracle starts with MATHEUS. And to Israel, who asked this as well, who says, Flawless, when you on Rant's channel, ask him. I'll just stop you right here, Israel. Rant has a channel. Ask him. You want to know his thoughts? Ask him. Go on his comments and ask him. He responds to his comments frequently. So if you got anything to ask him, ask him. Shout out to my Don Rants every single time as well. But big up to you, Israel. The Lap scores 13 goals for a relegation team. Imagine he plays with more quality, he will score more goals by default. I hear you, King. To King in the chat. Yes, I hear you on that. So yeah, with the Lap, I'm with it. I'm 110% with that. And I wanted to get to something else as well. Someone made a comment. And to Hano, who says, what happens to Bruno if Cunha joins Manchester United? I think the plan is for Bruno to play in the pivot. That's what I'm thinking. If because Cunha's one, so let's say we do sign Cunha, we're clearly looking at a 10. So whether it's Cunha or someone else, so Cunha's going to play. We're clearly looking at a striker, so that's 110, that's 19. Is it Mano? Is it Ahmad? Is it somebody else? Is it Xerxes, for example? So it seems, because we're so bare in central midfield, that Bruno's going to be seen as a central midfielder. So it'll be Bruno alongside whoever we bring in. It's not ideal, but at this moment, nothing's ideal with this football club, but it's about improvement.
It's about competition. It's about competition, bro. Anyway, it's about competition. Like, you should be bringing in players what going to challenge. That's what the best clubs have. The best clubs have competition, bro. That's why when we see great teams in the past winning leagues and stuff, they have competitions for players. If one player is not performing for a few games, the next player comes in and does the job. You get me? And I think the bigger question is if we. I don't think the bigger question is Cunha about Bruno plays. I think if we sign an 8, and I think it's very likely that we maybe do sign an 8. I think that's where we can maybe have the conversation. If we do sign an 8, if Amorim starts, if Amorim is still going to fit Bruno in the team, or if he's going to bench him.
And can somebody drop the rumor is from, I think is it the mirror about Osherman? If not, I'm going to pull up the comments myself. I big up to Monsters Get. He says, you know why I say you need winners? Because they have a better mentality. It doesn't have to be serial winners or every position, but definitely at least 2 in every area. I disagree with this. I disagree that winners necessarily have a better mentality. Some of our best players won nothing. Our most successful captain in the Premier League era got relegated, but he had a winning mentality. Like, again, if we do our best 11s, what would they do? I think did Paul Ince get relegated? Paul Ince might have been, I think West Ham might have got relegated that season. I'm not sure. I'd have to go and double check. But I think the summer we signed in, I'm going back to yesteryear. But even before that, what did Everton Vidic win before they got here? Like, a winning mentality. You have a winning mentality. That comes from within. That doesn't come from winning. That comes from within. And it enhances it. Same way, if you don't get, when people say, oh, he's like a captain, you don't get the captain's armband and become a captain. You're captain like before you get the armband. That's what it's like. Like, all of Manchester United's great captains had captain-like attributes beforehand. If you have winning-like attributes, you're going to have that before you're a winner, because that helps you get over the line. I don't necessarily agree that winners have a better mentality. I disagree with that. You have to have skill. I think it's overstated. Arsenal took Zinchenko, who had won everything. Was he not there for? I don't know if he was there for the treble, but he won everything at City.
Even Jesus. Jesus
won everything.
Yeah.
Jesus won everything. Raheem Sterling won everything. Like, I think people I think you need skill. I think it's overstated about 2 in every position because you're limiting your market. How many players? There's only a few players who have won things, and then even fewer players who have actually won stuff. And then winning what? What are we tying into that? So if you've won an FA Cup, that's cool. Or a League Cup. Or is it a league elsewhere? Is it a league, a Serie A, a Bundesliga, etc., etc.? I don't agree with this. I think winners' mentality comes from within. You have that there, and a winning can enhance that and give you a thirst to win more. But yeah, we move.
But quality is a priority. The quality is is the first priority that you should have. We just named Jesus and Zinchenko who won stuff at City. Even Jorginho won the Champions League with Chelsea and won the Euros with Italy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and they are at Arsenal. Arsenal have like 4 or 5 players what have won stuff yet, but they haven't really won anything under Arteta yet. So like I don't think that's necessarily true. So
no, the list goes on. Van Persie didn't win shit until he got to United and won a league title.
Yeah.
But you know what Van Persie had? Quality.
Yeah.
Run me quality. And we're not even looking for a Van Persie level player. Run me someone who's a level at our 2 below that, just to improve us. Because our level is on the floor. So I hear that. And big up Keke Letso says, what can you blow the transfer budget with additions like a goalkeeper, at least a central midfielder, a striker, plus potentially a wing back still needed? If we've only got 62 million, because that's what the reports are saying, and actually adding the lap, if we've only got 92 million, it's a wrap. But with player sales, we'll be fine. The amount of players we're letting go, if they recruit correctly, they'll be fine. They're saying 62.5 million. Potentially, it could do it in installments for Cunha. But let's say it's 62 million. And then let's say it's 30 for the lap. That's 92 million. So that's a striker and at 10 already sorted. So let's add a central midfielder. And let's say it's a central midfielder and a goalkeeper. Let's say you go get a goalkeeper for 30 million and you go get a central midfielder for 40. So you spent 70 million on top of the 90 million you've just spent. So it's 160. And there's hella outgoings as well. You got Rashford, you got Anthony, you got Garnacho. That's 3 off the top of my head. Sancho. So let's say Rashford is 40 million. Let's say Sancho is 25. Let's say Anthony's 15. And let's say Malassi is 10. You've raised what? Is that 40? That's 65. That's 80. Malassi and 90. You raised 90 million off those 4. You've raised so you've already spent, and then you've raised 90 million, and there'll be more outgoings as well. Add Garnacho. Let's say we get 20 million for Garnacho. You've broke through 100 plus. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of outgoings. So
They're gonna be a lot. They're gonna be a lot. We already know this. Like even not just the price tags, but even when you look at even Casemiro's likely to leave. Casemiro's on that 300 and something, so Casemiro is very likely that he will leave as well. Obviously, Eriksen, you know, there's players what are going to be leaving. Eriksen, I think, is on like 150. So, like,
Eriksen, Eriksen. We're going to save a lot on wages because you got Rashford, Anthony, Eriksen, who are 3 of our highest earners. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like Casemiro and Eriksen, there is going to be players that we get rid of. Obviously, we've seen reports before as well about Rasmus Højlund, about the manager, the manager and the coaching team are getting fed up with him. So Rasmus Højlund, there've been reports of Rasmus Højlund leaving United as well. So like, there will be definitely players who are going out. It's about how many players that we bring in, and it's about how much quality we bring into the squad. That's what I want to see, how much quality we do bring into the squad. Obviously, like you said, there's reports of Man United be getting a new goalkeeper, because there's reports of Onana, Amarim apparently is getting fed up with Onana. So, like, you know what I'm saying? So I think there will be I think there will be a lot of players leaving the club, but it's about the quality that we bring in. It's about how many players we bring in and the quality we bring in. That's it, really. Like, there's not much to it.
Yeah, and that's what it is in regards to it. And yeah, to Daz, we'll get Sancho off the books. Like Sancho, that's why I included him in that. And to Josu, who says, flawless, if we get Cunha, Delap / Osherman, we level up majorly next season. 110%. 110%. And to Israel, it says, I'm black from his comments, flawless. I don't know why. You must have said something wild, my guy. I can't control what's going on over there. Unfortunately, for your sake, I can't. So, you know.
Yeah, it's about profiles. People. It's about people. It's about profiles. People. That's what it's about. That's why I said last season I wanted Sander Berg, because Sander Berg is someone that can carry the ball in midfield, and he's someone that can dictate play. Like, he might be not on the same level as like a Rodri or a Vitinha or like a Pedri, but he's a similar profile to these guys. So, you know what I mean? So he will improve us.
And to Daniel, who says they never won a champs though. The players I did mention, wait, did they win? I don't know if they, but most players haven't won the Champions League. Most players, but guess what? We got a Champions League winner. You know, we won the Champions League who's in our side, Mason Mount. How's that worked out for us? Mason Mount's a Champions League winner. Kai Havertz is a Champions League winner.
Yeah.
Jorginho's a Champions League winner. Stop overstating. You need skill, people.
People
are overstating these things. Skill is needed. Now, if you've won trophies, is that a good addition? Yes. But what's your quality on the football pitch? Because you don't put on them boots and that champion and have that medal around your neck and it turns you into Iron Man. You know what I'm saying it's not the chain, it's not the, what is it called? The thing they put around your neck in Black Panther. It's not that. You know what I'm saying? It's not Black Panther's chain. And you get the Black Panther suit when you put on that Champions League medal. Because we have a Champions League winner in our side.
Yeah.
And how's that worked out for us?
Yeah, we even have, like you said, we even have players like Ronaldo in the past, what won multiple Champions League, what won multiple La Ligas. Like we had Cristiano Ronaldo when he came back. When Cristiano Ronaldo came back the second time at Manchester United, he won a bundle of trophies. Did that necessarily help us? No, because he did not have the quality at that age. You get what I'm trying to say? He wasn't the same Ronaldo as he once was. You understand?
You're spot on. And he says, MATHEUS CUNHA to Manchester United is very close. That's from Chris Wheeler DM. Also at, is it Nath Salt 1? So we'll see. I'm just waiting for the confirmation of it. I'm waiting for the confirmation of it all. Ryan B keeps mentioning this about Edison from Atalanta. I keep hearing his name. I don't watch him like that, but
he looks good, yeah. I've seen like a couple of games with him. He's decent. Angel Gomez is decent as well. Yeah.
And Chinlu says United should take advantage of the free agency market. Plenty of good squad players to pick up, even if it's just for just one season. That's what we have to do. We have to be smart with our recruitment. And someone asked if we do sign 210s, where does Ahmad play? This is just me guessing. I think the manager looks at Ahmad as a right wing back. I'm all for it. If it's Dogu one side, Ahmad the other, and then it's Maino and Cunha and then Adalap or Osherman, I like that as our attacking options. That is 1, 2. That's a good front five. That's a front five. I go, all right, you lot can get goals. You lot are gonna actually cause problems for defenses if that is indeed. And then whoever else you've got off the bench. And Tashiki says we would get money from winning the Europa and qualifying for Champions League, right? Yes, winning that competition. I'm not sure how much money you get, but yes, you make money from that as well.
Yeah.
Israel, I don't know what to tell you, man. It is what it is. If you got banned over there, I don't know what to tell you, Israel. I don't control what happens on other channels in terms of people getting banned. I only control here Sarcasm City TV. That's it.
That's it.
I can't even tell you. Let's go. Let's see what else you lot are saying in the chat as well before I get to the what's it called news, the Osherman news. Even though I don't believe this, let me actually just pull this up. You lot continue to run up the likes. We're closing out in like 5-10 minutes or so. I'm going to redirect over to Rance's channel because I'm over there, people. Oh, here it is. Shout out to Gamer TV. So I heard this. So he says, United are pushing ahead with a 40 million deal to sign Victor Osherman this summer. Ruben Amorim has made Osherman his top striker target for the summer. Amorim favors Osherman over, I'm guessing that's saying the lap. 1 second. Let me actually pull this up. Give me a second. Let me actually have a look. Let me see. Yeah, over the lap, and that's from at the Disco Mirror. I take that with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
I take that with a pinch of salt. I'm not too sure about that report, and you can already see people conflicting reports because one report said the lap is Amorim's favored option for that role. This is saying Osherman, but to me, if you can get Osherman for 40 million, you wrap that up expeditiously. 40 million for Osherman, I think, is a steal. If you can get that 40 M's for what he's going to bring you, obviously the wages, and I've spoken about this. You have to incentivize. To me, you don't put players on big wages. Incentivize. So let's say he wants 300K a week. All right, offer him 200K. And then offer him incentives where we can make more than 300K, like goals, assists.
Bonuses,
Bonuses. That's the word I'm looking for. Bonuses, incentives. And if he doesn't want to join Manchester United off that, you keep it stepping. There's many other strikers out there. This is not, we're not out here trying to find a partner. We ain't trying to find a wife. That's difficult. That's difficult. That is supremely difficult. People act like when you're in the transfer window, you're trying to find a wife. That is difficult. Finding a wife, tough out here. Finding someone you're compatible with, someone who's cool, all of that. That is extremely tough.
Yeah.
But trust me, There's many more. You have Manchester United have. If someone said, "All right, what do you have to do?" You either have to find a wife for someone or find a striker for their football club. I'm picking the striker for their football club. That is a much easier task. Much easier task to do, without doubt. But yeah, we move. How old is Osherman? He is, I tell you now.
Is he 20?
26.
I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm gonna get 27. Yeah,
27 in December. 27 in December. So he turned 26, obviously, just before the turn of the year. So I'm with that. What's your thoughts on that 40 million for Osherman? Even though I don't believe you talk about it.
Like 40 million again, a 40 million I don't think it is a bad price. My thing is just the wages, because obviously there've been a lot of reports of him wanting 300k. Like I said, when I've just gone through the numbers just then, like his numbers are good, but they're not amazing. They're not 300k. They're not 300k's worth. So I think if we was to offer him 200k, then cool, and 40 million, cool. I can kind of, you know what I mean? I can kind of accept that. But 300k for a player that doesn't offer that much in general play and doesn't score at the same rate as like a Haaland or a Harry Kane or like a Salah or a Lewandowski does. Like for me, that's not 300k's worth. Like, you know what I mean? That ain't 300k's worth. And obviously he's very. I think Osimhen does have the pace and power. Obviously, that's one of the most important things in the Premier League. But also, a lot of the Premier League defenders also have pace and power as well. So it's not like, you know what I mean. So it's not like he's coming up against like he will be coming up against similar type of defenders what have similar attributes to him. So my thing with Osimhen is that obviously, like I said about Chido as well, like Chido isn't the greatest at linking up with play, but what Chido does have is movement. Chido has very good movement. So we've seen that in the FA Cup game. Chido created 3 chances against Fulham in the FA Cup game, just by his movement. So if Osimhen's movement is good enough, like to create his own chances, then cool. But like for me, Osimhen isn't worth 300k. Man United should not put Osimhen on 300k. Like if we put him on 200k and a bit of bonuses, cool. I can work with that. And 40 million pounds, because like I said, 40 million pounds you don't get. You don't get a lot of players. You don't get a lot of quality players with that amount of money these days. So yeah, like for me, I won't be mad at the signing. I would only be mad at the signing if we give him 300k. I don't want to see that 300k. I do not want to see that.
I hear you. I hear you on that 110%. But I hope this is true. Do I believe the 40 million is true? No. I believe he has 2 years left on his deal. I don't know why with 2 years left on his deal that Napoli would slash his price so dramatically. If it was 1 year left on his deal, I'd understand. So I don't get what's going on, why all of a sudden it's gone from 70, 80, 90 million to 40. Like something's off there.
Yeah.
I don't get that whatsoever. I really don't. And big up to Keke. So it's crazy to think you might need to scroll down to see United on the table, but Champions League football is looking more likely for them than Chelsea. I don't know about all that, Keke. So man, I don't know about us. I am not confident going into that tie. The more and more I think about it, the more and more I think about it, the more and more I discuss it on a daily basis, the less confident I am going into that tie. I am really not. And to Ryan B, who says, does anyone know how much Rasmus earns in a week? Too much. That's how much he earns. I don't know how much it is, but it's not too much.
I think I could be wrong. I think because I checked it, I think it's 85k. I'm sure it's 85. I think it's 85k that he in wages. I think it's 85k that Rasmus is on.
Yeah, it's way too much. It's 80k too much. Osimhen has a 70 million euros release clause. So yeah, if he has a 70 million euros release clause, which is probably what, about 55 million pounds, why all of a sudden would they sell him for 40? Unless there's certain I'm missing. Maybe the article says something different. It sounds very, very made up. That's what I'd say about that. So, but you lot, final few questions in. Run up the likes as well, right? You lot, the like ratio went up. Just over 50 of you lot, 55 of you lot in the building, right? 58 likes, 2 more. Get us to 60 likes. Hit the subscribe button as well, people. Hit the subscribe button on the channel, people. Make sure you do so. Also, James, he says, are there any red flags for you when it comes to signing the lap? Just that he's been nowhere near the level of Manchester United, and then he doesn't even have multiple Premier League seasons under his belt. He only has 1 season. Even though Cunha's not been at the highest level, at least he's been in the Premier League for a number of years. Where I go, yeah, all right, cool. Also played for Brazil too. I don't know how many caps he's actually got for Brazil. Let me actually check. How many times has he been capped?
I don't know.
Only 13 times. So 2 appearances this year. Only a couple appearances this year. But he's been in the Premier League 3 seasons. And he's also played in La Liga as well for Atletico Madrid. So he's played in Bundesliga for Hertha Berlin. So he's played at a higher level than the lap and for longer. So more so, that's what it would be. That'd be my issue. Hey, big up Stephanie G. Hope you're good. Big up Flawless and King. Big up, man, every single time. And big up to Ghana, who says, Mateta or Osherman for 40 million. I go Osherman. But like King said, wages. I'm not paying any big wages. No 300K or plus. No. But that's why we need to be smart. Yes, I am doing a watch along there for you. So yeah, over on the playback, people, there will be a watch along for that Manchester City Aston Villa game. I'll probably start it about 20 to 30 minutes before kickoff. So make sure you get over to the Sarcasm City TV playback, people. www.playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV. That's playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV. Or you can just download the Playback app from your app store. You create an account for free, sign up for free. The same way you're watching right now and in the comments on YouTube, it's the exact same on Playback. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. Because not only do you get Premier League watch-alongs over there, Champions League, Europa League watch-alongs over there, Copa del Rey final I'll be doing over there as well. Multiple FA Cup games are over there. NBA playoffs as well. For anyone who's an NBA fan, we actually watch the games live over there. So if you have an NBA League Pass, you can use it to sync up and watch the game with us for free. So there's no spoilers, clean stream, no buffering, none of that. And if you want to watch the NBA playoffs and don't know how, get over to the Playback. I'm giving out VIP passes so you can watch the game for free. Literally. So you'll see myself and King on the stream, for example, but then we'll be pushed to the side of the screen and you'll see the game on the screen, people. So get over to the Playback as well. Make sure you do so. And Stephanie G says, Cunha is a proper ball carrying forward, mobility and physicality. And that's what we lack. We lack ball carriers all over the pitch. This is why when we went down to 10 men against Leon, we couldn't take advantage.
No.
We don't have the players. We don't have the physicality to. Our lack of physicality is alarming. And then on the flip side, we don't even have the technical players to keep the ball. Like one thing about Manchester City, even though they lack physicality, they have technical players who can keep the ball.
Yeah.
We don't have either. That's how bad we are.
Even the game,
we can't keep the ball. Yeah, go on.
Even the game against Wolves, like obviously the 2 young players came in, Amas and Fredrickson. Yeah, like they had 2 very good performances, but like the majority of our young players are better on the board than most of our senior players. You know what you know what I'm saying? And when Amorim made the changes, when Amorim brought on Dalot and Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount, we got worse. We was actually keeping the ball nicely in possession, even though we wasn't doing that much with the possession. We were keeping the ball more, and Wolves wasn't really doing anything. But when we brought on Mount and Bruno, and Dalot, who are less technical, more gaps started to appear, and we started to lose the ball. Started losing the ball and conceding turnovers. You get what I'm trying to say? So. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like that's what we lack. We lack technical play. We lack technical players, and we lack ball carriers. That's what we lack.
We do. And before we close out, let me just bring on Rhino quick before we close out. Yes, Rhino, what are you telling me? You good?
Better late than never.
Yeah, better late. All good, man. Isn't it? Thoughts on this before I was gonna close out. So yeah, your thoughts on the Cunha news and everything surrounding it.
Yeah, big up King as well. Big up Flawless as always. You lot smash the likes. Big up the chat. Yeah, Cunha, man. It's interesting, man, because, you know, going through these times during the season, you're always hearing these links. Man United, we get linked to everybody, and you know, you don't want to get gassed and then nothing happens. You feel me? But obviously, it's a bit more promising when you see someone like Fabrizio tweet it, Laurie Whitwell, and them, man. You get me? So that's when you kind of know. All right, this kind of looks basically guaranteed in the sense that there are talks happening. But until he signs the dotted line, you know, we can only hope, man. But I think it's a very good profile, man. I think Cunha's a very, very good profile, going on a lot of shows as well. I don't really watch him as much as others, but I generally know his game, and it's a good player that we should go in for. And the fact that we're actually having talks about it, literally real talks, it's positive, man. It's positive still, because I remember when we was on the show before, and then me and you was having our back and forth about how many players are any of us going to sign and whatever. So the fact that they're actually having the conversation is good. If we do get him in, that I'll be happy, man. Just put him in that 10 role, put him next to somebody, another good 10. You know, if we get someone like, I know a lot of people are talking about people like Mbeumo, Cherky, and all these guys as well. So I think it's just steps in the right direction. So I'm happy, man. I just hope we do get over the line, and it's the beginning of more players that we're going to get in. But I think in terms of profile-wise, and the fact that we're actually going for someone of his ability, someone in the Premier League, and somebody that's held in high regard by a lot of fan bases and other teams, it's a good sign still. So hopefully we show that intent, and it's a sign that there's more to come, kind of thing. So I'm happy. I'm happy. I just hope we get over the line, man. That's
where I'm at. That's my thing. I'm not getting carried away. I'm like, the talks is all well and good. We're early talking to him. We seem to be his favorite destination, but get this over the line.
Get it over the line.
Get over the line, man.
Super quick. And before we close out, let me get to this from BA, who says flawless. We're winning the Europa League will be the biggest papering over the cracks like the FA Cup. One game a week makes a massive difference. I'm going to be judged on the Prem. Your opinion? I don't think it's papering over the cracks. I think everybody knows how bad we are. I've not heard one person say, "Oh, if we win the Europa League," maybe you have, BA. I haven't. I've not spoke to anyone on here, seen anyone in the comments, streamers, people I know in real life who said, if we win the Europa League, it's been a great season and everything's okay. I don't think it is. I think it's just would be a fantastic end to what's been a god-awful season. That's
I think it's just like consolation, isn't it? Like, you know, we've had a poor season. Like it hasn't gone the way that we wanted, but to get salvage something out of it. That's what it is for me. And I think it just helps in terms of a boost, in terms of our finances as well. It gives us more room to play with. So I think there are positives to winning it. I think, to be fair, it's more the bread for me than anything else.
You're looking at it just more the money type of thing.
Because that looks like it's our biggest problem. Like, we just don't have no peas. So if we do now get this money, I don't want to hear no excuses from Ineos at all. No excuses, bro.
Yeah, because we're talking about cuts and stuff. They've been talking about cuts and all of these things. It's like, like, come on, man. We need to get that money, man. Like, come on, bro.
Without doubt, but big up. Love to everyone who has. You are absolute real ones. Big up to Rhino joining late. Big up to Rhino, man, each and every time. King, blessings also. And in regards to it quickly to BA about one game a week, I never want Manchester United to get used to playing one game a week. If you're in March, April, May, and you're playing one game a week, guess what? That means you are not competing in all competitions. I never want to be in one game. It means you're wrong in the season. You should be playing 2 games a week, 3 games in 10 days, etc. You're playing one game a week, which is in the Premier. So that means no domestic cups. I don't want that for Manchester United. What is my point?
Yeah, your mic's sounding like a drowning or something.
It's all good.
Yeah. Sure, it's gone mad again.
It's cool anyway. You lot close out.
Closing out, Smash the likes.
Smash the like. ManDemUtd.
Smash the likes, man.
On the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.